guess I come right just a little bit.
Oh, it's a good.
It's a little bit better.
Is this more of this for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Need to tighten this up a little bit. So, I guess it'll be all right. Over here.
Yeah. There's AHAYAH, Yashaya. I didn't have a picture. Let's see.
Did you ask Barbara Crenshaw to come on? Or did you want that lady, preacher lady, to come on?
Whoever's available. Praise AHAYAH. Hi, Shalom family.
Shalom, Israel.
How are you?
How are you?
I wanted to put dang, hold on a second. I wanted to put a picture to a thumbnail, but I can't find how you do it. Don't have access to this feature. What's that? You
don't have
manage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sis. I mean, we could get started. Let's see
Okay.
what we're doing. Hold on.
I'll put my little
We can play a little
down.
music.
Okay.
So that, give some people the time to come in. Shalom. Happy Feast of Tabernacles. We're in our second day.
Yeah, this is the second day of the Feast of Tabernacles, September of 2022.
Yes.
And we're still sleeping out in the tents, okay?
Praise AHAYAH.
And right now I'm just doing a little crocheting, just something to keep my mind in a positive mode. It's very relaxing to crochet. It's something that the ladies can learn how to do. You can make money from crocheting. If you will crochet a hat and a scarf, I'm sure someone would purchase it from you in the winter. They would love to have it.
Yeah.
So basically you just start with a chain like this, okay? And once you get your chain,
let's see. We can have a little music going on.
Okay. So you start with a chain like this. You do your chain, and there's more than one way to do it. Okay, you can do a foundation stitch. Okay, but the foundation stitch tends to look different from the other stitches, so that's why I don't use the foundation stitch on everything. So this is.
We just want to give you thanks right now.
I don't know why.
For all that you've done.
Praise AHAYAH, Yashaya.
As we open our minds and our hearts, we give you praise.
So guys, yeah, she is crocheting. Yeah, you should probably just do a class on that. I don't even know how to crochet like that. I have a few, some yarn, but I'm not really that good at it, and I don't have time to even practice. I don't even have time. I be buying stuff to do it, like embroidery. I like embroidery, but I don't have time to be doing it. Eventually I can get settled. I think so. One day, I can sit still and just learn how to do embroidery. I would love to, because I like to put it on my clothes. You see those dresses that I buy that has it on there? That's why I really bought them, so that I can have an idea.
You just need embroidery thread and embroidery needle. Yeah.
I have embroidery needles, several, and I have all kind of yarn that's for the embroidery. I have the needles and the holder that you can embroidery stitch.
Yeah,
I have a lot of those.
You got a loom.
But I don't. And even my machine, I can do embroidery on my machine, my sewing machine. I wanted to utilize my machine.
Yeah, some machines do that. That's the benefit of being able to purchase something better than what you have. But don't buy more than what you need. Only purchase a sewing machine for the things that you need a sewing machine for.
Yeah. And you can use it for a lot of things.
Don't purchase a computer just because it has all these different functions on it. Yeah. Make sure it has the functions on it that you need. Yeah.
Praise AHAYAH. So, do you want to get started? Like, get them started. Today we're gonna go into some international finance and some ways for you to, make money, utilize money, get employment, exchange money, transfer money.
That's good. Is that good?
Yeah. And you could do more.
Okay, so yesterday I promised that if you all would give me a thumbs up, then I would tell you some more interesting things to help you make your journey a little bit easier, okay? And one of the things that I think that will make the journey from New Babylon to Jordan a little easier is knowing about finances. Okay, so I'm going to start off by telling you some things that will help you in your journey, because not knowing can be worse than experiencing something.
Yeah.
If you at least know that it's an issue, then you can find a way to work around it. Jordanian income is a requirement. Okay.
Yeah.
In Jordan, you will need a bank account. The fastest way to get a bank account is to get a company to hire you. They will send the paperwork to the bank, and from that point, you can ask for a direct deposit after the company hire you. Once you have the bank account set up, you can make deposits, you can transfer money, and have access to your money in America also. Money can be exchanged from country to country. For example, 600 US dollars is now equal to 425 Jordanian dinar. They call it JDs here, okay? But JD is Jordanian dinar. Dinar is a money. It's the type of money that they have here. Just like we have dollars, they have dinars. That's DINARS. For someone who is listening. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. $63 is equal to 40 dinars. The first place you may exchange your money will be at the airport. When you are trying to get a visa, you will have to pay for a 9-month visa, or you will pay for a 5-year visa. Ask for the 5-year visa, okay?
And it's about $160 something dollars, 68 something. It varies, but
right now it's about 168 dinar. Okay. The money will be used for a visa purchase, okay? And I made a note here to myself to tell you all to save at least $1,500 just for the food, because you will need to stock your kitchen in either your apartment or in your tent. You have to have the basics, the food, the water, the transportation,
Mm-hmm. And shelter.
the shelter, and the education.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Having money in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to talk about next. Having money in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
There are some unforeseen expenses that are going to come up, such as paying a taxi cab to drive you 8 blocks because it's too hot for you to be walking in the middle of the day. And you might be too old. You might be too old to be out there experiencing that kind of heat where you never experienced it before. Okay. Having money in your pocket. Save your first payroll check. When you're working in America, save your first payroll check. Do not spend it. Deposit it and just act like it ain't nothing. Okay? Wait until you get your second check to start purchasing things. You don't ever want to get where you don't have at least $1,000 in the bank for emergencies. And that's in any country. Okay? When you get that first payroll check, do not spend it. I.e., get a job.
Yeah.
When you come to Jordan, get a job.
Yes.
Okay?
They will automatically give you a bank account normally with any job, unless they're paying you under the table. And, which, they don't even like to do. They like to set up, even if it's under the table, they will set you up with accounts. So that's the good thing, because that way you can start doing some banking.
Yes, it's essential. And for your betterment to get a job. I can't say it, can't stress it enough. Get a job. Okay. I have some more notes here. You also can start a business in Jordan. For example, you can buy 1 or 2 taxis if you can afford 2. But maybe you start with 1 taxi and you put someone on the road that can drive. They're going to bring you at least 20 JD every day. I don't know nowhere in America you can't live off of 20 JD a day. It'll buy you more than a bologna sandwich, okay?
Now, let me just say there's an international law here in Jordan that, foreigners cannot have 100% of the company. You have to partnership with a Jordanian. And, that's just the law. So when you start, as learning your way around, you have to be able to find someone that you can trust. And that's
an issue.
Task in itself, right? You got to find someone that you can trust. And then you can start, kind of doing some business with them. And, so that way you can learn your way around and how to do things, how to go to offices. It's a lot. It's a lot of running around, just like it's in America. When you're applying for any kind of assistance in America, they give you the runaround. You got to go here, go there, go there. It's the same in all different countries. And it's a little more taxing because they don't speak English. So then you got to deal with that whole thing. The paperwork is usually in Arabic. So then you got to get a translator, someone who can translate the copies for you into English. So you kind of like doing a lot of that. Translation is a major part of it. There's a lot of translation companies where you can go and get your things translated. I mean, it's not a huge fee, but it's money, and it's money being spent.
It's unforeseen.
Right.
Okay. So you may have money, but you want to be prepared for what you don't know.
Right.
Okay, so we talked about a small business. Having a small business in Jordan can bring you cash flow. Now we're going to move along. When you're in America, you can sell your household items, okay? You can sell your household items that you are not using. You can sell them online. Give away things that you know you will not need again. So if there's Christmas decoration in your house, just give it away. Don't try to sell it. Give it away. It has nothing to do with us, okay? It's not even in our lane. Any pagan holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Anything left over, Valentine cards, Easter cards, I don't care if you paid $4 for them. Give them away,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You can't beat God's giving, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The more you give, the more you receive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can have a yard sale and sit outside in the heat,
Mm-hmm.
but you might not sell a thing. But if
Mm-hmm.
you give those things away, what you send out into the universe will be returned unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Praise AHAYAH by Yashaya. And first, we have to give all glory and praise. I don't know if we said that or not. We give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, sure AHAYAH. So we kind of just started talking about Yashaya, walk without your walk. You know, we might have said it. I'll be forgetting.
I have a note here too, myself. It says, only purchase what you need for now.
Mm-hmm.
Only purchase what you need for now. You don't need 7 shirts or 7 sweaters in every color.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that I needed a sweater. And I mean, if I liked the sweater, I would buy every color.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize I had that kind of money. But I looked around one day, I had too many clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for you ladies,
Mm-hmm.
stop buying the clothes.
Mm-hmm. If you're planning on making your way out of Babylon, you got to start hunkering down and stop spending so much money on unnecessary things. And we have a habit of doing that stuff. Like, we need this, we need that. The kids need this and that. They need this sneakers, they need that. And then you're wondering why you don't have money to get up out of Babylon.
Well, you only need a pair of work shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and you need a pair of shoes to go to a formal event.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 pair of shoes might be enough for somebody. You know, if you're a minimalist, 2 pair of shoes is enough. So if you're going to have money in your pocket, you're going to have to stop buying those clothes.
Mm-hmm.
See?
And learning how to save. Now, she's really good at saving from what she's told me, like how she, from last year, of her thinking to coming out of Babylon and what she did. And
I
maybe
saved over $15,000.
Yeah. And tell her where you were working.
I worked at McDonald's, and I made less than $13 an hour.
And she saved over
Just
$15,000, guys. So that takes a lot of discipline. You know, you got to really have your mind focused and discipline on what it is you're trying to do. You know, like working at McDonald's is very, like, you know,
it's hard work.
Right. And
because nobody wants to do something. Everybody wants to get paid,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to mop. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want to sweep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to wipe and clean when they don't have a customer.
Mm-hmm.
But my experience is, if you work a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have time to spend your money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked a lot of overtime. Some weeks I worked 6 days a week.
Now look,
and I'm too old to work. Period.
But she did the thing. I mean, that's amazing in itself. She, in 1 year, she saved $15,000 to get up out of there working at McDonald's. Unbelievable! I have to give you your flowers, sis. That's amazing. Praise AHAYAH, Yashaya. You know, and that's the type of hustle and bustle we need to be having, brothers and sisters. And she's not, you know, she's not young. She's not 20, 30. She's
60.
an older sister.
I mean,
yeah.
Y'all see my beautiful white hair?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She did the thing. Praise AHAYAH. So if she can do it, of course we can do it. But a lot of people do not want to put the effort. If I can do it,
anyone can do it.
And that's the kind of hustle I'm talking about. Like, you know, that's how I do things. Like me working in Jordan, having 3 jobs, you know, working, just, you know, trying to get the things that I need. That's how I was able to get the solar panels and the, you know, the generators and barrels of food. That's, and, you know, plus pay rent. You got to have that kind of hustle, brothers and sisters, coming out of Babylon, understanding what needs to happen. And we need to be able to come together doing those kind of things. It's one thing, you know, like I say, the I, me syndrome. And everybody's just focused on what they need in themselves. But if we can have that kind of hustle and come together and be hustling like that, imagine what we can do, brothers and sisters. That's imagine the type of, you know, leeway we can make. And that's how we did in the land. This is how we built America. Yeah. We were hustlers. We work hard. We, you know, and that's how America is what it is today. And so what we can do for America, we can do on our own.
Right. If you can hustle and make if you can make $93,000 a week for McDonald's, then you can make some money for yourself. That you got to recognize. You can't make money if you're not making money for your employer. You got to take care of your employer, take care of your customers. Okay. The reason why we make that kind of money is because we take care of the customers. Okay. My district manager, she tells me to my face, she says, Sandra, just take care of the customer. She's not concerned about what somebody think about me or whether they like my wig or not.
Exactly.
All she wants me to do is take care of my customer. So what if you, as an Israelite, started a small business and you just took care of your customer?
Right.
Would you make $93,000 a week like Mickey D's?
Right.
My company is one of the richest companies. They're in the Ethereum. Look it up on the what they call it, Wall Street. Look it up on the stock market. You'll find that Ethereum includes McDonald's. Okay.
Shalom,
and listen, by the
sisters.
way, those hash browns are so good.
She just love McDonald's now. You know, I don't eat no McDonald's. But
listen, Sister Carmen, you think that I love McDonald's, but let me tell you what McDonald's did for me. A lot of the McDonald's dollars that I earned paid for my education. I have a BS degree in finance.
Wow.
And I graduated from the University of Alabama. My daughter graduated from the University of Alabama, summa cum laude. Wow. And I have 5 grandsons, 2 on the A honor roll and 5 are on, the other 3 are on the AB honor roll.
Wow.
And I taught them, homeschooled them for 1 whole year. And prior to that, I drove them to school in a Tahoe. Okay, yeah, $40,000 vehicle. Okay, but I picked them up at 3 o'clock. I gave up my McDonald's job so that I could pick my grandkids up at 3 o'clock. And sometimes I couldn't get off the window. I thought that my grandkids were going to be left out for some stranger to scoop up.
Right. So you let it go. Praise AHAYAH.
So I stepped down from assistant manager, became a crew person, so I could get off on time and go get my grandkids.
Amazing, guys. You hear what she's saying? I mean, I'm just amazed. Just hearing her talk about.
And see, I got money in my pocket. I got favor with my son-in-law.
Right.
I got favor with my daughter because they know that grandmother would jump through fiery hoops to save Israel.
Praise God. Praise God.
You got the right one, baby.
Praise AHAYAH.
And if you don't believe me, you can ask Elder Yashaya. He'll tell you I got high marks. And Elder Lawyer will tell you I got high marks on the test. I passed the test above B+.
Academy.
I passed the academy above B+. I was a scholar before I took the classes. Okay, I love the Lord before I took the classes, and He saved me. He saved me from so many things. I can't tell you all my stories, but I can share my glory with you. I can let you know that if old grandmother can do it, you can do it too.
Praise AHAYAH.
If I get out there at McDonald's and mop and sweep and wipe toilet seats and ring up customers and give them their order in 1 minute 30 seconds, okay?
Wow.
I don't think I haven't had any issues, because I have. She wanted to know my testimony, but this is part of my testimony. I can't tell it all in one night. I mean, come on now, 60 years of living is a lot of testimony.
But I just praise AHAYAH because this is the kind of hustle we're going to have brothers and sisters, in order to build what needed to build. We need this kind of, tenacity, because there's a lot of work to do. I mean, we're talking about food, we're talking about water, we're talking about sheep and goats, we're talking about there's a lot of things that's needed.
We do need a lot of things in the Lord. He's going to provide those things.
GOCC in tests give me anxiety. Just thinking about, right?
Yeah, just thinking about the word TEST gives me anxiety too. You're right, sister. Let me give you a cordial wave here, okay? Because I do understand.
Yeah.
Have had to have so many tests in my lifetime,
but
to get to where I am today. And people don't see this as nothing. But this is the biggest thing since the earth was made.
Yeah.
Look.
What?
It keeps cutting on and off. I don't know if the wind's blowing or what.
But brothers and sisters, this is the kind of energy we're going to have to need to come together to get this thing started off the ground. And so,
yes,
go ahead.
I have another surprise for you. Now, listen very carefully, because there's some things I can't say on YouTube, okay? And I would love to tell you just the way it is and use my vernacular, but we're going to try to keep it simple, okay? Before you leave New Babylon, you need to set up you a cash app and make sure it's working before you leave New Babylon. You could set up PayPal, MoneyGram. Western Union is another a way to get money between countries. And also, you can subscribe to Patreon. The sister here, Sister Connor, has Patreon, and you can support her efforts through Patreon. It's not that much, maybe $5 a month. You'll never miss it. It's just another McDonald's meal that you didn't eat.
And y'all, I don't really, ask for anything from people, and because I understand that our people are struggling and this and that, and I don't even know how to like get into that whole thing of asking, and that's bad on my part. I should know how to, generate income in that way. But y'all hardly ever hear me. I mean, I be selling stuff. I got stuff, on my website and this and this and that. But I just feel like because this is the work of the Most High, I don't really like to be asking people to do this. I just really want y'all to get up out of Babylon. I mean, put your efforts in getting out of Babylon. So that way, when you come here, you're in sound mind and you're ready to put your hand to the plow, and we can get some things going and we can get some things generated.
Okay, now word to the wise. Before you leave New Babylon, I need you to reach out to some friends, establish some relationships. See, a lot of people don't have money in their pocket because they have not established any relationships. Those relationships could be with a son, a daughter, auntie,
favorite
a grandmother.
Cousin,
let
somebody.
two or three people know that you're coming to this location. Don't just leave and don't tell anybody where you're coming, because when you ask for help, they're gonna be like, no, my friend is across town. My friend ain't no Jordan. This is a crook. This is a crook trying to call me. See?
They saw, our people, we just don't understand. And everything, anytime you're trying to do anything outside of America, they think it as some kind of international. Now you're trying to scam people or this and this and that, because we haven't broadened our horizons enough to think outside of Babylon, that we can do international business, that we can have money flowing international. And then America itself tries to demonize that too. They'll try to say that you're laundering money, all kind of things. So you have to really make sure your business and what you're doing is on the up and up. You understand? But it's not impossible. All kinds of people internationally are doing this. It's just us as a people, we don't know how to. And this is what we have to start working on.
So if any of you all are in other branches of GOCC, then you know that Elder Ricard uses Cash App in order to receive donations from people who are not baptized. And then the sisters and brothers who are baptized, he uses Cash App to receive donations from those persons also. Okay, so set up Cash App before you come,
and PayPal,
because if the banks don't give you international service, at least you will be able to transfer money from your Cash App to a friend or relative that you establish a relationship with. And then they will be able to transfer the money from their Cash App to MoneyGram, okay, where you can get some cash money and have some money in your pocket while you're walking around a strange country, because in a strange country, you can't ask for any money here. You're going to get in trouble walking around asking for money here.
So it's best to set yourself up before you leave, and put yourself in a certain position so that you can. And I know, like, waking up to this truth, it's hard to start talking to people.
Yeah.
Our family members, they don't want to hear it. They think something wrong because you're thinking about. So then you got to kind of lessen the blow and how the information that you're sharing with them. Now, you know you're leaving. Now, fell out with your family members. Fell out your mother, your father. Nobody wants to help you. So now you got to come back and soften this blow a little bit so that you can get some help. You know what I'm saying? Get one of your favorite cousins, somebody to just
that
say,
you trust, yeah.
Right. Just say, listen, I'm going to travel and I'm coming back. You can tell them that you're coming back. Just soften the blow a little bit with them because they don't understand and it's hard for them to see what you see, but just tell them that, I set up my account. If I need to get some money, will you, put the money in my account for me and da-da-da. So that way you having a liaison with somebody there. You're going to need some kind of help. It's always important.
And the reason why you're going to need some kind of help is because God never created a world where you don't need your sisters, your brothers, or your family. That's all God ever wanted was a family in the first place.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
So
we have to keep those. Don't burn your bridges, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. I like that.
Don't burn your bridges with your family members, even though they don't agree. And like I was telling one of the other sisters, because she was saying how we could leave. She's paying. I forgot which one sister it was. She was saying she was paying like $800 a month, and she had all these bills, and she couldn't see how she was leaving. And I was like, well, why don't you go live with a family member? Go live with a friend. Tell them you
get
need
out of that rental position
for 6 months or 3 months. You know how much money you can save? $800 paying rent to somebody, and you can just tell them
you'll have your 10,000 within a year if you just go home and live with your mother.
Yeah,
or if you can trust to live with your mother for 12 months.
Somebody you can say, listen, I need to save a little money. Can I stay with you for a couple of months? Too, and then you may do one person and do 3 months, and then go to somebody else and do 3 months. Meanwhile, you're saving your money. Whatever you have to do or you need to do to keep that money so that you can have some money, for when you're leaving. This is how you do it. And that's going back to not burning bridges. And even if you fell out with them before, go butter them up. Go back, and butter them up a little bit.
She's saying you should strengthen your relationships.
Just because
if there's a problem, go to your brother, go to your sister, go to your significant other, and straighten out the problem before you go to bed. Don't go to bed with anger in your heart, mind, and soul against anyone, because it's only going to age you. It's not going to age them. It's going to age you.
Right.
Okay.
So it's important that you solidifies those relationships before you leave Babylon. As somebody you can call and reach back. If you like, now I've been out like 15 years. I got to renew my driver's license. I don't want to let my driver's license, my social security card, this and that. I don't want those things to just lapse.
No.
So I have to send my stuff home, so that somebody could send it in for me to. You have to have those kind of relationships, brothers and sisters. Don't shut things off. Because we know what time it is, and we know we at the time of the end. You never know what how this thing is going to pan out, because AHAYAH knows. We don't know. Israel prophesying part. We don't know how this thing is going to pan out.
If you want to have money in your pocket, you got to have relationships.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of people don't have money in their pocket because they do not know what money is. Once you discover what money is, then you can move forward with obtaining more money for the needs that you have and for other things that you just want. But we just want to focus on what you need, because you can't bring everything on the airplane to Jordan. You can only bring 2 pieces of luggage. Each piece of luggage is going to have maybe 60 pounds in it. If it has over 100 pounds, then you're going to have to pay for that luggage to be transported.
Okay.
But I was saying that in order to have money in your pocket, you got to know what money is. You got to be able to recognize it. Okay.
So what is money? What is money to you? Like,
okay, so say for example, if you're walking down the street and you see a penny that says Abraham Lincoln, that one penny could be worth $200 if it's something that they're looking for. If it's a damaged penny, or if it's got a misprint on it, that penny may be auctioned off for as many as $200,000 for one penny. Okay, so a trade in coins can be a way if you're interested in something like that. But that's the big picture. I'm not trying to take you there. Where I'm trying to show you is that, say for example, if you have just aluminum cans sitting in your backyard, go ahead and recycle those aluminum cans and save that $20. Okay, $20 go a long way when you don't have any food in your refrigerator. Okay, it seems like a small amount of money, but you, in the hands of the right person, you can take a small amount of money and do great things. Okay, you can go and buy without money. Can you pull that up? Can you Google it?
What?
See if you can Google it and tell
Buying
us in
money?
the KJV where it talks about go and buy without money. See, there are a lot of things, that knowledge that we don't know about because we haven't studied to show ourselves approved. No, there's no one person that has all the knowledge. Okay, it takes all of us. Okay, just one moment. Okay.
Let's see.
Now, we were talking about having money in your pocket. If you have just copper laying around your house, let's say if you are a professional scrapper and you just happen to know that the copper is valuable and you saved it, but you did never take it to the recycling place. Take it to the recycling place. You're going to get like $3 a pound for your copper. Okay, copper is never cheap.
Right, and you'll see people rummaging around in garbage and thinking, you'll think lowly of them. But people, those people know the value of those scraps and, coins and finding stuff. Now, we're not suggesting nobody be digging in garbage and all that stuff, but it's good if you kind of recognize the value in these kind of things when you don't have any money.
Let me give you an example. Okay, now. This is going to be hard for some people because they have never been through anything. They always, they have not recognized that they're on their own. And once you recognize that you're on your own, then you'll have a different way of looking at things. Now, once upon a time, I just rolled by. I was in the truck with my boyfriend, and I just rolled by, and somebody had sat someone out. The stuff been sitting out there for a week, and it got rained on and everything. I rolled up on them like, honey, I need you to get out and get that charcoal right there. I want that bag of charcoal. So he got me that bag of charcoal, put it on the truck. If I would have went to Publix and bought a bag of charcoal, I would have been out of at least $10.99 for that bag of charcoal. So I just put $10 in my pocket. Okay? You got to be able to see the money. Okay? When it's right there in front of you. A lot of times, the reason you don't have money in your pocket is because the money is right in front of you and you can't see it. See?
Praise AHAYAH.
It sounds trivial, but God will take the foolish things of the wise and confound the wise. You see? Who would have thought that just some trash on the side of the road could bring you a pocket full of money? I see guys all the time driving around looking for stoves and refrigerators, and they tell me, they say, Miss Sandra, if it don't weigh 25 pounds, I ain't worried about picking it up. Well, that charcoal didn't weigh 25 pounds, but I bet you I got some charcoal just in case the power go out. I can make a fire. I can go to the open pit, and I can start me a little fire. I can put it on my, what they call it, cast iron grill. I got 2 cast iron grills. I can put that charcoal on. See? So don't fret the small stuff. Don't think that, oh, I'm too good to get something out of the trash, or I'm too good to get something off the road. Because let me tell you, the very person that saw me getting that charcoal that day, me and one of my neighbors was out there looking through the stuff to see if we could salvage any of it, And so the librarian came up and she shunned us. Okay, let me show you. She shunned us. And then maybe about 4 or 5 months down the road, she come to my house and she asked me for some water. She told my white neighbor, she said, "Tell Miss Sandra to bring me some water." I had to come out my house and bring this woman some water. And she went down the road. She never made it to Tuscaloosa. She was going down there to get her daughter to help her because she was sick. We told her to go to the hospital. My neighbor told her to go. I told her to go. But she saw no value in what I was telling her.
Right.
And she had a car wreck and she left this world.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
So don't shun God's people.
Right.
When God's people trying to help you, listen and tell you something of value. Because see, you're walking past the money because you can't see the money.
Right.
The money is right in front of you. You can't see it.
Yeah, and a lot of us, we don't know how to utilize these things because we wasn't taught these kind of things. I mean, it's
called pride.
Right.
So if you got a lot of pride, you're going to be broke. Okay? You're going to be sitting up there thinking you're going to be a victim. Yeah. You're going to think that, ain't nobody helping me. No, you got to help yourself. Come on, Israel. Help yourself.
Praise the AHAYAH.
Do something for you.
Right. And so that goes into like selling stuff on Craigslist. Like you got all kind of stuff you can sell, guys.
Look, sell your household items that you are not using online.
People are making millions of dollars on these websites where you're selling used stuff, used clothes, all this kind of things. You can refurbish things. I mean, but it just takes you organizing and getting things in order so that you can start and not being afraid to start small and creating your business, whatever it is, even if you're an artist selling artwork, things that you paint, kind of things, you just, whatever it is, you can start at that place and start to get some business.
Now, I'm not saying that God can't cause money to just come to you, because there was one time I didn't have any gas. And I was sitting in my car. I didn't know if I was going to even make it home.
It's 9 p.m. for those who's asking. Okay. What time is it here? 9:15 p.m.
It's 9:15 p.m.
Okay, go ahead.
So someone was walking toward the door and a $10 bill floated out of their hands. They had a big stack of money and they was going through it trying to count it. And they never noticed that $10 floated out of their hands and it never touched the ground. It came to these hands. It was a miracle for me because I needed gas for my car.
Wow.
I'll give you another example. My daughter was out at the scrap yard. They were looking for parts for her husband's truck at the place where you get buy used car parts. Okay. They call that scrap yard too. So she picked up $100 bill off those gravel out there, the silver gravel. Nobody could see it because green and gray kind of look alike. She picked up $100 bill in the scrap yard. See? And you ain't heard the whole story. By the end of the day, she had $200 bills.
Really?
It happened twice in one day. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is.
Wow.
Okay? Because if something happens when you need it to happen, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
Is that not a miracle? See?
Yes.
So maybe she needed that money for something. Yeah. See, God has a way of getting something to you, through you, if you only believe. See? If you're trying to do it all on your own, you might be hungry. Okay? You got to be humble. Go knock on your neighbor's door and say, look, what you got in the house I can eat. You'd be surprised. They may put a big piece of bread on your plate. It's wonderful.
And different ways to make money, guys, is selling food. Like I remember when I was in Babylon years ago, we used to have little card games, like poker and stuff like that. And I'm not promoting that, but you could do spades, but you sell chicken dinners. That you do those kind of parties or play Monopoly, and you have tables and you sell food. I used to do that.
And that's a great way to raise money. I remember when I was working over in Atlanta, There was a lady lived across from me. One was named Miss Easter.
Mhm.
She's the one that told me to read the book of Esther.
Mm.
And I got down to the 10th chapter and the
Mhm.
third verse, and I couldn't find the rest of the story.
Mhm.
So that's a story for another day. We'll say that for another day.
Mhm.
But Miss Esther had a neighbor.
Mhm.
Her name was Mama Nita.
Mhm.
Mama Nita used to make those plates, and people would come over on Thursday and Friday and buy plates of food from her.
Mhm.
She had extra money in her pocket all the time. I ain't never known her to ask anybody for anything because she always was selling those plates. She had a granddaughter that she had to support that was the same age as my daughter. And I used to let my daughter go stay with Mama Nita. That's how I found out she was selling those plates and making that money.
That's
she
right.
was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Small
How about
business.
that?
Yeah. I mean, and we can do that on so many levels with just selling little things, keychains, shoes, little kids, sneakers. I mean, it just goes on, you know, starting small and, you know, getting some money and finances going and, you know, things like that. So we just want to give you these kind of ideas. But here's the scripture that you were saying about,
Okay.
I don't know if this is the one, Isaiah 55 or everyone.
Okay, it says Isaiah chapter 55. So can someone go to Isaiah chapter 55 and read along with me? It says, Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Wow. So this is the Bible telling you to come by without any money.
Something to show. I got something for show
Hold
and
on.
tell. I'm gonna go get my hat.
So here, this is the scriptures telling us to come and buy.
It's coming right now.
Okay. To come and buy without money and without price. And how could we, you know, like do that? Because at first you may have stuff and you don't even know what it's worth. And we have to start looking into that kind of thinking. What can we do that's going to bring us some money? What's, you know, what little things can you do that's going to turn over in, you know, some kind of finance? And this is how we have to start thinking. You know, I can't tell you guys how, you know, being in Jordan, you know, taught me how to, you know, use my gifts. You know what I'm saying? I sell a lot of stuff, brothers and sisters, and not so much that I make a lot of money because you know, I don't. But it's teaching me how to utilize my gifts with the music. You know, I had to come over here and sing, you know, in hotels and this and that, and it was a way that the Most High allowed me to make money using my gifts, making things, you know, sewing. You know, just whatever it is that I can do, writing books, you know, and you know, these kind of things were all blessings from the Most High, and utilizing this stuff without really having any money, you know, starting with nothing. And that's how I'm thinking now, like 2 and 3 streams of income. Now that the pandemic is over, I'm going right back to that, you know, 2 and 3 streams of income using what I have and what I know. You know, they said if you can make it in America, you can make it anywhere. Why? Because there's so much of abundance of different things. Like you work different jobs, you learn how to, you know, work for different companies. I done had 100 jobs in America. I was a secretary. I was a, you know, one of those traffic directors. I worked for the courthouse. I've worked for so many different companies as a musician. You know, a gamut of things. And I know a lot of you all have done these kind of things too, working for the city for certain times. They're working for, you know, a small firm, working for a dentist office, working as a traffic agent, working, you know. So we have a host of experience that can, you know, help us grow to start making our own businesses and making our own money. So, you know, I just want, you know, brothers and sisters, start thinking along those lines of how to make money when you don't have any money. Like she was saying, like, you know, doing scrap, you know, going to a scrap place and picking up copper and, you know, those kind of things so that you can utilize what you don't have.
You know, you may think
Excuse
it's trivial,
Excuse me.
but any man in town would tell you that his battery won't even crank unless there's some nickel in it. And nickel is a metal, just like copper is a metal, and gold is a metal, and silver is a metal. And can you name some more for me?
What, silver, gold, copper,
Iron.
yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, the man on the street sitting on the corner, a fool can tell you something. Okay? My mother taught me that. She also taught me this, that a bird in your hand
It's worth
more than a bird in the bush.
A bird in the hand is worth two in
And
the
I
bush.
paid
I always said that.
$70,000 to learn that from the University of Alabama. But my mother had already taught me before I ever went to school and learned that. You see, they're selling us our own stuff. About that. Now I have something for show and tell. Okay, so here it is. Can anybody tell me what this is? Okay, let's see if we can find the back of it. Okay, maybe I can find the back. Yeah, that's the back. You see that line right there where I put it together? Okay. And now we're going to work our way to the front. And who knows, I may even try it on. Let's see if I can try it on right quick. Let's see if I can try it on.
Well, these are another one of her gifts and talents.
Okay.
She can make.
My ears are nice and warm. Okay, see how warm my ears are? My ears are covered. And when the wind blows, my eyebrows are going to be covered. I'm going to be nice and warm. And if I have some excess, there's many ways that you can, you can pull it. It's many different looks that you can get from this. Now I'm going to put my little hat back on here. I'm going to try to fix myself back to normal. I can't promise you that I'll look as neat as I did when I first started.
But that's something that our brothers and sisters definitely should be doing. Sisters should be learning how to crochet, sew, do hair, and all kind of things as a business to helping people, get what they like. If you know how to do nails.
You know that these hats in orange and green, the construction guys will buy them from you. The people who work on the Department of Labor, they want the green hats and what they call it, fluorescent green or fluorescent yellow, fluorescent orange, in those colors. But the color that sells for the most, guess what color it is? It's not purple like this. It's black. How about that?
Really?
Yeah. Now, this is like the first foundation stitch. Okay, I don't know if anybody can see that. And see, the fringes are on the end. So far, I got like just two. Let me see if I can show you that there are just two fringes on the end. And I'm going to teach Sister Mayana how to put the fringes on the end of the scarf. This is the first row. I didn't get to the end of the first row yet. I've got a few more inches, maybe about 24 more inches. And this is my working thread. Okay. You learn to crochet or knit, then you can have something to sell. You have a product.
Yes.
Okay, so when you go into business, you're going to have a service or you're going to have a product. Okay? There is not any company that doesn't have a service or a product. Okay? And you don't have to invent the wheel. You just reinvent it. See?
Don't you just love her? No, but really, guys, so that's, we just wanted to encourage you guys with, preparing to come out of Babylon, setting yourself up to succeed here. Get things in order, like your bank accounts, your business. Get a business bank account. You can set these things up before you come out of Babylon, so that way you don't have to be struggling when you're here, even though if you don't use it right away. Now I know once you set up an LLC or whatever, then you have to pay tax. But you can start with the a sole proprietorship, and it doesn't cost you as much money. Now, even though it's not as helpful,
Glorious.
right? It's not as helpful as having an LLC, because then you can apply for grants, you can apply for loan, all kind of business assistance and things like that when you have it as an LLC, S corp or C corp, and those kind of things. But you're going to pay taxes on those things, so you want to prepare for that every year, being able to pay for your taxes and paying for things like websites. And these are some of the things that I have to deal with, from year to year, web paying for different websites, because I have a lot. I have, different businesses. But I'm thank the Most High that I was already doing that before I left Babylon. And, it helped me solidify myself a little easier, even here, like getting a bank account and things like that. Because for one, I worked. So I have several now, because I was always working since I got here. So, you know, and it's not hard to do. It's not hard to get here and find a job.
No,
Where
it's
there's a
just not.
will, there's a way.
Yeah.
I mean, you really gotta. I had to find a job, guys. It was like not. It was not rocket science. Like, I knew I had to find a job, because I didn't come out with a whole lot of money. I didn't have a 401k. I have certain things, so I had to work. Some people, I don't know, like they don't feel like they know how to necessarily find a job. But when you have to find a job, you will find a job. This is the things that AHAYAH will do for you. You know what I'm saying? He'll put a job right in your lap.
Yeah.
How about growing food, sis? Yes, that's now that's another aspect of it that we weren't going into as of yet, because we really want people to get here and to be solidified. We're definitely going to be doing the homesteading. I have that set up, but because I'm always working, that's something I gotta put on the back burner until it's time. But I'm increasing my knowledge on planting and growing crops, and things like that.
Well, that's one of my
Yeah,
pet peeves
yeah.
is green trees, green bushes. What's in my backyard that's edible.
Listen, she
And
did a video.
we're gonna send you a video
Yeah.
with some.
I haven't put it up yet, but we was
We
walking
did
down
part
the
of it.
street.
Yeah,
and
we
she
did
was
part of it.
and she was giving information on planting and stuff. I just haven't had time to put it up, and we wanted to put more information on it. We did like one or two trees or
Yes.
something that we were walking down the
But
street.
some of the plants that I would like to showcase, I haven't seen them here
Yeah.
because you, Israel, have not arrived. When you arrive,
Yeah.
the grass will green up, the plants will come up because they'll feel safe.
Yeah.
Plants are just like people. They need water to grow. Okay. And so when we bring these 5 civilized tribes, when we bring the rain, then the grass is going to grow, and the backyard plants are going to grow too. Okay.
Yeah, so growing food is definitely essential. But you'll find here in Jordan, like when we walk down the street, everybody has a garden. People are growing food all over the place.
They have
It's
grapevines
fresh, yeah.
hanging over their carport here.
Yes.
Okay. They have fig trees
Yes.
that line the
Date
driveway.
trees, yes.
Okay. So these people are not going to starve when
No.
other people can't get rice from China or wherever rice comes from.
Right. They are well prepared. They have a lot of gardens.
A lot of gardens
Yeah.
on their patios.
Yes.
That's a big thing here,
Yes.
to have a patio garden.
Grape seeds. They have everything, So, and then people sell their stuff to market. The fig trees, they'll come with baskets of figs, and they'll sell it to the market. Put tomatoes and all kind of stuff. So they're selling their stuff in trucks. And this is not to discourage you, because you can get in that market, in that lane as well. It's not like it's
and we would love for you to get into that market, because we know we can trust you to present a product that's not going to make us sick.
Right.
Okay, that's been a big problem with Israel, where people want to keep us sick and dependent. We need to be independent. I want to share something with you all. I think I was 58 years old, and I didn't have any idea that I was on my own. My mom's dead, my dad's dead, and I've always gotten assistance from my sisters and brothers. Then everybody started dying, and then I realized one day, I'm like, something just ain't right. And my older sister from New York, she explained to me, she says, Sandy, you're on your own. Sandy. You've never been on your own. And you're just now realizing that you're on your own. So if you're just now realizing that you're on your own, it's time to come on out to Jordan where you can meet some sisters who are going to care about you and yours and your future descendants, and that the not just the funding, but the love of God is going to trickle down through your generations, and it'll be having and creating money will be so natural. Okay,
we have to learn how to come together and do these type of things. And if you don't know how to do it, then you have sisters who are willing to, share and help you in this process. We need to do it together. This is how we're going to build this kingdom. This is how we're going to build this nation.
Listen, the money should be circulating in our community at least 5 to 6 years, okay, before it goes anywhere. Okay, now that's what makes you wealthy. See, when I need something done at my house, do you think I call someone who's going to charge me twice as much because they recognize my Hollywood zip code? Okay, as soon as I give my zip code, they want to overcharge me. See, but guess what? I get my son-in-law to do the work, and then I use my cash out to transfer money to him. See, and the money keeps circulating in the community 5 or 6 years. When you look around, you'll have some savings, okay? Because instead of paying $5,000 for a new roof, you get somebody to patch the areas that need to be patched, and you can save some money. There's no sense in putting a new roof on until it's time to put a new roof on. Okay, there are a lot of little things like that you can learn from your elder sisters. That's why you have elder sisters to pray for you. Okay, we're not too what's that word, prideful, that we won't pray for you. Somebody prayed for me. Okay, look at me, I'm telling you the truth. Somebody prayed for me. I got prayers on my head. That's why I'm here. Okay, the elder prayed for me. Lawyer prayed for me. Rakashia prayed for me. Okay, my mother and my father, long time ago, prayed for me. I got a picture at home of my mother and father in his Legion suit. Does anybody know what a Legion suit is? And on the back of that picture it says, "The just shall live by faith." How about that? The just shall live by faith. And that's how you got to be.
And that's how we have to be with one another. We have to learn. This is a learning process. So let's talk about, like we were talking about, getting finances. Going to school internationally.
Oh, yeah, we do have something on that. Yeah. Just a little people, bit. And let's see.
Some people, it's maybe a good way to get some money flowing is
that's the first
maybe try going back to school. Now, I know a lot of people just got their financial aid paid off. So you probably don't want to go into that kind of debt again. But if this is something that you're interested in doing, getting some finance going while you go to apply for a school here in Jordan and get, financial aid, Pell grants and all that stuff that'll assist you, then that's something new. So I'm going to give you 3 schools that was given to the sister that maybe can assist you in that. And I also put a link to a website, and you can look at all these schools, and then you have to go and find out, go to the call these schools and find out who's giving certain grants to go to school internationally. So you have to do some work yourself, but this is just the start to give you some ideas. So one school is the Modern American School here in Jordan. Martin, and I'll give you that number, but you have to call long distance, okay?
One of the sisters say she's using hydroponics to grow with.
That's awesome.
And that's a way to grow things so that you can have food in your house when the grocery stores don't have food.
Now, I believe you have to hit the plus 962, and I don't know exactly how that goes, but I'm going to give you.
Well, the plus and 0 are in the same place. If anybody's looking for that plus sign, it's right there next to the 0. It's under there.
6. 5, 8, 2, 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1, Vermont American School, and that's the number. You hit the plus 962. I think it's 0, 0.
0079.
No, or 0011 962 or 972. 962.
Where's
I
the
think.
number? Some of them
No,
have
but
the
it
number.
just says 06. But the country code, I think is 962. If I'm not mistaken. Please forgive me, guys. Okay, that's one. The other one. Now this one is Cambridge High School. I don't know what that's about. It's a high school.
Just skip that one. Go down to the number 2. Go to the next page. The top of the next page should be a number 2. There's number 2 up there.
Okay, now this is the King's Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are supposed to be international schools that you can start to get some funding if you're looking to
Come out to Jordan.
Yeah, come out to Jordan and go to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can start the process of looking into these schools. Okay, so it's plus 962, but this is, let me see, plus, oh, there you go. 962. Okay. 6 4 3 0 0 3 0 2 2 3 0. Okay, King's Academy. And then the last one, American Community School. That's a great way to get yourself acclimated in a new country, in a new state, you know, by going to school. That's always a good way to get yourself, you know, familiar. And, you know, if you enroll into a school and try to get you some funding.
Right. That school has got all kind of options for you.
So that may be.
And
now this one don't have a number.
If you're an American citizen, there's some funding from the U.S. that you can access.
You might have to Google this one and see. Okay, because there's no telephone number. But also I have a link to a list of other schools. Now this one was given to her from the embassy, American embassy here on, you know, and giving you information on what schools. But I have a site that gives you a list of schools.
It's called the Ministry of Labor. Is who gave it to me.
Okay. Ministry of Labor. Hold on, guys. Let me find this link that I did. Okay, yeah. So that's if you're interested in going that route and trying to get funding through going to school. And you want to, you know, try to make sure that it's something that you're kind of interested in, and so that you can stick it out, you know, and do it, you know.
You don't want to just get it and take the money and run, because then
you got to pay
affect
it back.
Your descendants. When your descendants want to go to school, they're going to say, well, we tried to give her mom some money and she didn't do nothing with that money. She used the money, but she didn't go to school. So your reputation precede you.
So try to, you know, stick it out with it, and you can go a long way with it, and it'll give you some stability, you know, for a while if you know, decide to do that. Okay, so that's the website, and it has a list of a lot of schools.
Yeah, that's a way you can get some funding to support you while you're here.
Yeah, that's a way to go, a route to go. And I would recommend anybody.
It's a way to have money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Because see, after you buy your books, after you pay your for your class, you want to have a little bit of money left, because they never just, you know, let the tuition equal the books plus the books plus the tuition. It should be. It's always going to be. Sometimes you might get $40 or $50 left over after you pay for everything. Sometimes it might be $100, but you know, $100 can buy you some tennis shoes to walk across campus. Okay, you know, it can buy you some toupees.
Listen, guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. You know, we need your support here for the different channels, especially for the I Told You entertainment and travel. If you guys don't mind going over and supporting that channel, because we're using this channel now, but you know, I really like to do a lot of the uploads for I Told You travel and entertainment. Okay, so now let me see what else did we want to talk about. I don't know. Did we cover a lot of things? Do you guys have any questions? Y'all know, as far as jobs here, the easiest type of jobs is teaching jobs. But there are other kind of jobs. There's not just teaching. You can do call center. And somebody had, I think last week, said they were working in the call center. So it's good to you know, you can start looking for those kind of jobs online, and then you can start to see what's out there. You can send an email to itojatravel@yahoo.com. I'll put that in, and I can send you a list. Sometimes I'll be forgetting, guys, but if you remind me, I can send you a list of jobs that they be posting on different sites, and you'll see what's available in Jordan. But usually, especially around this time, September, they're falling over backwards, looking for teachers. And you don't have to have a high level degree. You don't have to have a high level degree, but if you do, that the higher, you know, the pay that you can receive. But if you just starting out, just because you're a native speaker of English, you can get hired and things like that. So we're working on her. Yeah.
I've had two job interviews for teachers.
So she's waiting
since
now
I've been
to
here.
hear.
And also I have put in my application with corporate McDonald's, so that if the teaching thing doesn't go through, then I can always rely on my own company. Okay. And they've been good to me so far, so I don't see why they wouldn't be good to me again. I've been good to them.
And most of these American-based companies will hire you in other countries. You just kind of got to know who to talk to, where to go, and get the information.
You got to get yourself a green card if you're in the U.S. If you're in Jordan, you have to have a blue card. Okay, they want to see your picture ID on a little solid light blue card. Everything on the car is blue. The right is black. I think even your picture might be blue. But I've seen what it looks like. The CEO of Human Resources for corporate McDonald's showed me what I'm supposed to get. Okay, but the key to getting the blue card is to get a company here to hire you, and where you benefit the most is when they set up your bank account for you. Make it so easy, so you don't have to do all that running around. It's really not necessary to do all that.
And guys, let's not get sidetracked. The whole point of us talking like this and giving this type of information is so that you can get here and get yourself settled in, so that you can start having some form of income, that you can start preparing, buying the things that you need, that we're going to need in the wilderness. That's what this is all about. People, I know a lot of us may have thought like, oh, we're just going to the wilderness, but there's a time frame that the Most High seem to be doing stuff, and it's great that He's given us this opportunity to come out,
grace,
yes, and get settled, see what things are, learn how to move around, and start to prepare ourselves. And that's what this is all about. So since we've gone through this whole pandemic thing, we see, we had a little time because we didn't know that it was going to open back up. Praise AHAYAH. Take this time to get in here and start to build on the things that you need,
Right.
Praise AHAYAH. You said, Shalom, family. Praise AHAYAH. I'm very interested to water. Praise AHAYAH. So I'm glad if you're just coming in, when we're done, go back and look at the information that we were given, just giving you guys ideas on how finances, what's the best things that you can do it. And maybe there's some things that we may have forgotten, but again, we can, just telling you to set up before you leave. Don't just come out, don't have your bank account set up, don't have PayPal, don't have Cash App,
don't have plan B.
Right.
Okay.
Have a plan, and then a plan B and a plan C, so that you can know what to do, what what you can do and what you cannot do, how you can move and how you cannot move.
Have you ever noticed that the people who tend to have the most money, like some of the wealthiest people, they tend to understand cash flow. Okay? It's not where you work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how prestigious your job is or what kind of pretty shirt you get to wear.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether you
How
have
you
any money
manage,
in your
yeah.
bank account.
How you manage your money.
Okay, how you manage your money. And you got to have funds coming from more than one source.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have
Multiple streams of
you
income.
want to have 7, I guess I got 7 fingers up there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have 7 areas of cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
And that just makes you common.
Yep.
Wealthier people have many areas of cash flow.
And that's something I'm just learning now, guys. You know, and I was a person that's not really good with finances. So I'm learning. And I'm thankful for the sister here for coming and with her mindset on understanding cash flow and stuff like that. I was always the type that worked. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind.
Everything cannot be going out.
Mm-hmm.
Something has to be coming in. Mm-hmm. That's why we as elder sisters are insisting upon you getting here and hop right up on it. And go find yourself a job.
Yeah. Even if you didn't have to work before in Babylon, you come into a foreign country.
You don't know anyone.
Right. You need to have a little job, even if it's just babysitting somebody's kids. I mean,
right.
There's a lot
or working in the nursery. Yeah. If you don't qualify to be a teacher, right. If you're a kind, sweet, gentle person around the kids, you can be tested and they can find out if you qualify to just work in the nursery.
Yeah. And it may be a couple of $100 that you receive now. The cat, listen, guys, I have to say this. The money difference, like you don't get paid like you get in America. Same kind of pay you don't get in Jordan. So you have to, that's something you have to, come to grips with. The pay is much lower. You make a couple of hundred in a month. But you'll notice that the rent of the apartments, everything is a little cheaper, even by getting taxis and this and that. So you're not spending as much as money and you're not making as much money. So you kind of have to learn how to deal with that scenario and manage your money, in that regards. So it's very, hard to kind of come to grips with that. In America, we make good money, but everything is much more expensive. So it kind of like balances out. So don't get discouraged. Some like brothers and sisters come and they don't have a lot of skill. So a brother may come and have to do maintenance and he only making 200 or 300 a month. But his apartment probably only cost him like 150, even 75 JD a month. It depends, So
and it takes a lot of stress off you.
Yeah.
When your expenses are lower, you don't have to make as much money if your expenses are lower. But at the same time, if your expenses are lower, once you get yourself established, then you can open up your business. See?
Small, doing anything. Even helping if you good with your hands, being a handyman. A lot of these Arabs and Egyptians, they do a lot of those type of jobs. They're handyman, they're hustling, working 2 and 3 buildings, washing cars,
Listen,
all kind of stuff.
Let me tell you what I saw. I was walking to my job interview and I saw, there's noise, so hold on a second. I was walking to my job interview and I saw this carpenter. He was a brick mason. He was repairing the curve where someone had kicked a big chunk out of the curve, and he was making mortar to replace that the mortar that had been kicked out. So here this brick mason is doing a repair, and he was squatted down so low to the ground that I didn't really notice him when I walked by. But then when I backed up because something told me, you need to look at this. And so I'm like, how many of our people and our fathers are not brick masons? Can you not take some sand and some mortar and water and stir it up and repair the curve in front of somebody's house? You can knock on their door and say, look, I can fix these little gashes where there's taxis and all these people who drive so fast over here have just and in the storms, sometimes snowstorms can damage the brick. I don't know how the brick got damaged, okay? But I do know that that's a nice little job.
Mhm.
All you need is a little bucket with a little mortar and a lot of extra water,
Mhm.
and maybe a bag of sand and a trowel or something like that. And you just go from house to house and fixing the brick in front of people's houses. See,
Mhm.
it's always something you can do. Okay. And when you get a good reputation, people start calling you, and then the money starts rolling in. Okay.
She said, "How much is gas out there?" I think maybe it's like 1.5. I'm not sure if it's up to 2 JD yet, but diesel, of course, is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more expensive, but I think it's like 139. Last time I noticed, but I'm not sure for sure. I might, I'll
And
let you
look,
know.
a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, they don't recognize what money is.
Mhm.
I've been here over 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and I have not seen not one car with a dent in it. These
Mhm.
people drive nice
Cars.
cars. They
Yes.
live in nice
Homes,
apartments.
y'all.
Okay.
Somebody got some money up around here.
Yeah.
This
That
ain't no
see,
third world poor
and,
country.
and see, they're not loud and boisterous. They're quiet, and they got money in their pocket. Okay.
But if
There's
you,
a lot of wealthy people. That's when they're so nice and calm because they got what they need. They
I
just
don't
not
know
they just
how.
not bragging about it like we do.
Mhm.
When God blesses you, keep your mouth shut.
Mhm.
Okay.
Praise the
Now I
higher.
know I've been running my mouth about McDonald's and all that. But heck, I got to talk about something. Come on, help me here when I'm talking good.
Mhm. Praise the higher.
Well, I promise to bring you some financial information, and I'm not going to stay up as late as
Yeah.
I did last night
Yeah.
because I
You.
reaped the rewards of it. When I went to my job interview, I literally walked past the doors and had to turn around and come back because I was so
Mhm.
sleepy walking in the daytime.
Mhm.
But
Praise the
I
higher.
hope that some of the
Yeah.
things that we brought to you, Sister Connor
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
and Sister Shandell, I hope some of the things that we brought to you will make it easier for you to come on out and
Yeah.
enjoy this beautiful prepared place that
Yeah.
God has so graciously uh, left to
Mhm.
us. And I haven't want for anything since
Yeah.
I've been here.
Praise the higher.
And the one thing that I did want
Mhm.
was a job.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing I wanted in America, come to
Mhm.
think of it.
Mhm. Praise the higher. So we're trying to make that happen. We're gonna claim it in the name of Yashaya, Christ, that is in touch and agree today. She'll have her job.
Yes, I
Okay.
need all of you all to agree
Yes.
because
Praise
if
the
I
higher.
make it, then I can hold the gate open for the rest of you Israelites who are coming behind me.
Yes.
I
Praise the
want to be
higher.
able to say, look, come on in, come on
Mhm.
in.
Yeah, and that's how we have to start thinking, brothers and sisters, like a body. And
Mm-hmm.
but we have to know. Like I find that sometimes a lot of people they'll sit back and let other people do all the work. Let this person do it, and then they sit back and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
Sit back
behavior,
and watch.
right? It cannot be. We have to think as a unit, as a body. Come here, ready to roll up your sleeves, get to work, do what's needed to be done, so that we can get things done. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the type of people like when we was talking about the five wise versions committee, we want to put those type of people in certain positions first. Those who are willing to come and work, stand up, and put things in place so that we can make room for other people to come and be able to flourish here. Praise the higher. So that I mean, if you have any questions, guys, we'll take some time and try to answer questions. Um, so I think she mentioned also that you can't bring more than $10,000 on the plane. You know, then you have to put it in the bank in the Visa card. But you can, I think you can travel with up to like $10,000 or less. You know, and anything else. They have everything that America has, Jordan has as far as exchange places and things like that. But they will not let you get a bank account unless you have a job. They make
Mm-hmm.
it very hard for you to do
So
that.
Jordanian income is very important,
Praise the high. Yeah.
and I can't stress it enough.
Mm-hmm.
See, having income gives you a type of power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the Bible says in the end time, we will receive power. Okay. And funding is a type of power, because my mother used to say, money make the mare trot, hard to make the coat pace. So for the ones of you who understand that, you're gonna have to have some. You're gonna have to have some money, no matter what country you're in. You can't go there and shake and move anything without funding. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we want guys to have in their mindset. Let's think of ways to come together so that we can be prosperous here. Because other nations, guys, they're all kind of, the Indian nations are here, the Chinese people are here, Japanese people, all kind of different people, and they come together. They have little communities, and they got little stores. Even here, working on trying to bring things together. So they do it in America, they go to China, they go to other countries. We can do it here as a people. Okay? Mine is right behind you.
And showing them how to do this.
Yeah, she's showing you guys. So if there's no questions, guys, then we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna come back and do some more stuff. I said I was gonna do putting you up on game about how to act in a foreign country. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on Wednesday.
I think
Another thing I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
also,
we've been working hard on that one.
And the 12 tribes, marriage and things like that. We wanted to have brother Thomas and Aquaf Sonia come and speak about, give some advice for brothers and sisters who are looking for partners within their tribe. We're not trying to have Gentiles marrying Israelites, or
That's right.
Issachar mixing with Gad or anything. We're looking to start to bring the 12 tribes together. That's something that we're very much interested in. And I also want to talk about the 3 cities of refuge, because we were talking about Edom, Moab, and Ammon in a previous discussion, and I didn't come out with all the scriptures that I had on showing how 3 cities of refuge in Jordan was preserved for us to be, protected within the borders. Because the brother was trying to say urban. What happens is that there's people who are waking up to the truth, or people who are coming out of from Damona, Israel, and they coming to Jordan, but they're just picking spots and trying to tell people to go to these areas. But we got to do what the Bible says do. There's a lot of people who want to jump over going to Petra and being in the wilderness in Petra and trying to go straight to Israel. And this stuff is kind of ludicrous thinking, guys, because we have to follow what the Most High said and how the Bible tells us to do things. So again, I wanted to go into the 3 cities of refuge, given the scriptures on what the Most High said and what Most High gave to Moses to tell the children of Israel how we supposed to, move and stuff like that in Jordan.
Yeah, I think we should talk a little bit are, because there are other people talking about where the borders are, but it would be good if we specifically had teach a class about where the borders actually were when we were ruling this area.
Like when David and Solomon, and even the book of Jubilees that he gave, different areas to Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Those are the same borders that in number 34, give or take, a bit of land.
Right.
This is our borders. It doesn't change. So yeah, we can do that as well. So I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Yashaya, and we pray that this will help for brothers and sisters. Don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up, and the like button, guys.
Yeah, I'm getting real good at this.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that this was helpful, guys. Just to give you some, even if it's just encouragement to understand, it's not as hard as it may look, guys.
No,
we can do it. We can make it.
Can do it.
Praise AHAYAH.
Shalom.
Shalom. Praise AHAYAH, Bashem Yashaya.
Shalom, Israel.
Bye.
Bye-bye.